Hi, this is Sada Gonzalez with Ensembles of the Past.
And this is Mindy Grace with Girl of a Different Era.
And we are here today at the very end of Mindy's 3-year apprenticeship with me. And oh my goodness, I can't believe it's been 3 years. Time has just flown because it's been an incredible journey, honestly. And it's hard to think back and process the fact that it's been 3 years.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling that too. It's also really great to kind of look back and see everything we accomplished, all the memories we made, all the changes. Like, it's wild, but in a way really exciting to know that, like, we succeeded.
Yeah, we did. We made it. Both of us made it. Mindy is my very first apprentice who is signed on for 3 years. Congratulations, Mindy.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I did.
For those of you who watched our first video that we put together, you heard about how God orchestrated events and brought us together. And it's really amazing because you can look back, hear yourself talk about things that God has done. I think you're just renewed with energy and strength because you recognize once again that it was only God that did all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What was it like for you watching the video again?
It was like a trip down memory lane. It was really fun.
A lot has happened then since that very first day that you came to this room and this studio.
Yes.
We have, we're drinking tea again just like we did in the first video, and over the past 3 years, I've made Mindy a tea drinker because I love tea.
She has. I am completely into tea now.
The last time we did a video, we had my Ribella Francaise here in the background on display, and unfortunately I don't have that dress anymore, but we now have the Art in Bloom 2022 dress, or Mindy helped me with that, and that was a project for an actual fashion show for the Springfield Art Museum.
It was really kind of cool to be a part of that and work with our model and like design the dress.
So that was the first year, and then what would you say the highlights were after that? As far as experiences go?
Well, Sada did introduce me to reenacting, which I'm so happy she did. I've met so many amazing, humorous, and interesting people through that hobby, and that has been great. My first reenactment was shortly after we completed this dress, actually. Been to many more, and it's just always a cool experience, the battles and just people devoted to bringing history to life. And I've also loved the historical balls we've been to. I think my favorite was in an actual 1850-something mansion. It was amazing, just totally unreal. Totally felt like a movie there.
That was for a ball in Ohio that we went to. And in addition to Ohio, I've taken Mindy to South Carolina, and then we took a trip up to New York, and I met the rest of her family for the very first time.
Yeah, we've been on some pretty great road trips and stayed in some cool places as well. My favorite one had cobblestone streets.
The past 3 years have held some big and little changes to my business. I think the first two have been the Kit of the Month subscription that I started in 2022. So Mindy was able to be there at the very, very beginning of that. She's my master kit packer. And how's that process been for you, just seeing from the beginning?
It was really, really rewarding. One of my favorite things is when talking over an idea, and then the idea comes to fruition through lots of hard work, obviously. And it's been really exciting to see how many other people are interested in signing up and being a part of it.
So I think when Mindy started, I just had 2 kits in my shop. And now I have over 16 actually stocked in my shop, kits and patterns, but in addition to that, I have lots that I haven't debuted yet in my shop that we will be debuting soon. So it's been exciting to have you along for that journey.
Yeah, it's been fun to come along and be really get to, like I said, see the heart of an idea come to a reality.
Yeah, it's been really fun and an asset to have you, of course, along for that journey.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then the other thing that Mindy's been along for the ride on is growing my rental stock. And while I've been renting costumes for over a decade now, it only has been the last 2 years that I have actively advertised for it, and I've gone through and inventoried every single one of my 350 plus pieces. And Mindy has been along for that journey, sewing tags on and helping to measure garments and photograph them.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
It's been a major process, but one I hope will pay off in the end.
Lots and lots of fun with photography.
Yeah.
But it's always so exciting when you get to see, especially I love it when ball gowns get rented and just how pretty somebody feels wearing it, and like just thinking about how the same outfit has made so many different people feel really pretty and beautiful, and I just love that feeling so much.
What are some of the key things you feel like you have learned through your apprenticeship sewing wise?
Yeah, I definitely improved my hand sewing. That is definitely something we've done a lot here. I'm now very comfortable with hemming. I've done a lot of hemming.
She's my pro hemmer now. We call her Hemingway sometimes.
Yes, the Ernest Hemingway. I just loved it when I first learned like how you can make a stitch basically invisible from both sides. That's really cool. And the flexibility of hand sewing, like machine sewing is great, but the flexibility that hand sewing gives you. And I've definitely learned a world about fitting and proper fitting. And it's always exciting to me because we've all been there where we buy clothing or we make clothing that doesn't fit. And when you learn how you can make it fit and just actually how good a fitted garment can look when it's fit to you.
Yeah, and that's really nice because 3 years ago I had to be pretty hands-on with Mindy and show her how to do things and teach her and train her. But I've gotten her to the point now where I can tell her this needs to be done and just leave her for 30 minutes to an hour, a whole day. Sometimes if I have other business obligations, and feel comfortable with knowing that she knows what she needs to be doing. So you've come a really long way, and I think you should be really proud of yourself.
It's exciting to sometimes be like, oh yeah, I actually do know how to do that.
Just in the past 3 years, Mindy has grown and blossomed into a beautiful young lady, and it's fun to see that transition and to just help her on a more personal level too, and as her friend and mentor, and just see, I don't know, see the big and small changes that, you know, as you go through life struggles and life things, because you came and met me when you were 17, and now you're 21, and so
pretty
it's
formative years.
It is. What would you have thought about yourself at like age 15 to see yourself here at 21?
Wow, I think I would have been really surprised. Really, you lived in Missouri? Like, that's really far away. And oh my goodness, you can now make the dresses I dream of wearing. I think that's what my 15-year-old self would be like. You make dresses now? Can I wear them?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I would be really surprised and not quite convinced if someone told me this is where I'd be when I was 21.
So the apprenticeship hasn't just held sewing, it's held business aspects. I've kind of walked Mindy through some of the crucial business aspects of running her own business. What do you feel like on a business level things you've learned?
I've also learned a lot about Etsy store, which goes into the business, and operating that, and that's been a huge asset for my own rather small shop, but it's been really great.
Yeah, Mindy has a delightful vintage hat shop, and then she also makes some hats and sells them there too. So I'm super excited to see where that takes you, because I really see that growing in your future.
Yeah, I love hats. I've learned a lot about marketing and how much marketing you do for your business. And I mean, there's always the whole thing of just how much work a business is too, and working here firsthand, I've gotten to see that.
Yeah. On a personal level, as Mindy's mentor, I did have Mindy write 3 blog posts, one for every year for apprenticeship, and so you can find those on her blog. And in addition to that, I had her read 2 personal books that I feel like are beneficial for just anyone. And can you share anything about how those impacted you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first one that I read was The 5 Love Languages. And that was just really interesting reading it, and just, I mean, it's very interesting with a self-employed business. You are in essence your business, so the more you learn about yourself and working with yourself to become a better person, not to sound cheesy, but like literally. And the other book she had me read was Boundaries, which is also a really good book. I was just like, man, I should script this and put it on my wall or something. Lots of really powerful, good insights.
Also, created a clothing lecture class for Mindy, and it was a 6-week class that was basically a synopsis cap on what I used to teach during my college classes. And so, in your words, how would you describe how that affected you and what you learned?
In a lot of ways, like dress codes especially, I was not super familiar with. I grew up in a very blue-collar family, so dress codes weren't really something we bothered with. And so it was really helpful kind of learning what dress codes were expected and what they meant. The first thing she assigned for this course was for me to photograph a bunch of different outfits in my closet and kind of label what dress code I thought they fell into. And it was funny because after going through this course and looking back at those outfits, I was like, I would totally change that one and I would not pair that with that because it just clashed in the code language. And so that was really good.
It's been really fun and delightful to see Mindy grow from where she was 3 years ago into, a really classy, very vintage inspired look here that she does every day. And so it's been fun to see you hone that into you and who you truly are.
And I remember one of the things I thought would be so cool working here was that you dress vintage as well, and that was a big inspiration as I was trying to cultivate my wardrobe that way.
So one of the things that Mindy has really helped me a lot with over the past 3 years has been, she is my pro video editor, and because all of the videos you've seen me debut over the last 3 years, Mindy put together, and I wouldn't and couldn't have done it without her. So I just want to make that note.
No, it's been really fun to kind of help with video editing, and I have to do a shout out to my sister Brooke, who actually taught me how to video edit in the beginning, and I was able to bring that skill.
And then, of course, I'm gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss her in other ways. It's been really fun just having her in the studio to bounce ideas off of and to laugh, and it's been really great because our humor is the exact same.
So punny. It's like
so
dad joke.
We'll have a string of puns just all throughout the day, and it keeps
getting worse.
It does.
Sada has been a great teacher, and it's been really amazing to have that kind of nurturing, encouraging environment where your silly loves for silly things can really grow and you can become more confident in them, and it's been a really, really good learning environment. And yeah, she's been an awesome teacher. So all of you thinking about this opportunity, I recommend it. She's great.
Thank you, Mindy. I appreciate that very much. I am thankful, honestly, for everything that God did to bring us together.
Absolutely.
If you haven't already, go back and watch our introduction video and learn all about it, because it's exciting to see how God orchestrated the past 3 years. There's been a lot of highs and there's been lows too. I think in any relationship, you're learning about each other. It's been extremely worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is strange to look over the 3 years. I know we said that as we started this video, but it's hard to sum it all up,
Yeah, life is an adventure.
So get on board.
Exactly.
It almost gives you chills to think about how God really orchestrated and directed everything. I just feel very, very blessed and fortunate, and again, it's so bittersweet. Changed leaving, but I'm also really excited to see what God's got up his sleeve, because through it all it's been really epic, and it'll be exciting to see what he's got planned for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And 3 years ago, before Mindy came, before she even emailed me, I was in a place where I needed someone, and I was working a ton. And just trying to keep afloat, and I was so exhausted. It was hard to think about someone coming and joining me, but at the same time it was what I had prayed for. And then Mindy came. I feel like after Mindy leaves in 2 weeks, I'm in the same spot I was in, except a little with a little more pressure. Whatever God has in store, it will be good. And I think a lot of times he's just waiting for us to be faithful with what we do have before he breaks through and shows us what good things he has in store. And I know in our video 3 years ago we talked about waiting on the Lord, and he will renew our strength. And I truly do feel like that's what this season, or this coming season, is going to be for both of us. For me, with my business with Ensembles of the Past, and for Mindy, showing her what to do with now all the knowledge that she has, and just going forward into whatever God has in our futures. So.
Yeah, and another verse that comes to my mind, it was one of my favorites. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. And I know I did a ton of seeking before God, brought me to Missouri. God listens, and God does hear. And he works in his own time, though. What's in turn best for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And scripture says that he knows the plans he has for us, and they're plans to prosper us and not to harm us, and plans to give us a hope and a future. So
Absolutely.
even though Mindy and I, she won't be my apprentice for more than 2 more weeks, then we're still going to be good friends.
Absolutely.
And we're still going to get together and probably have adventures together that you'll see snippets of. And
oh yeah, Missouri can't keep me away. The
Yeah.
bugs are terrible, but I'm coming back to visit.
She's going to conquer the bugs.
I will.
Regardless.
The Wild West still calls me.
Exactly. And so that's a cap on the last 3 years. Thank you all so much for watching and following me for the past 3 years. If you have, as Mindy has been a part of Ensembles of the Past, it's been so exciting, and I hope that you've enjoyed just this very short recap of the past 3 years. And as we bid Mindy farewell, obviously I'm still going to continue Ensembles of the Past. There's going to be other interns and apprentices, and then for those of you who want to know what Mindy's going to be up to, you can follow her on social media.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, my shop on Etsy. Come along for the ride. It's fun, and I love creating content for anyone who wants to see it.
And she's very good at it too.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and just be blessed and have a great day.
Bye, guys.
For real, I think that's lots of blooper content.
Okay.
Facebook, or not Facebook, sorry. Okay, never mind.
Well, you can. Literature.
Okay.
Pulp fiction. Sidekicks are kind of classic, They don't always die. What you gonna start?
You're gonna think of what I'm gonna do this or something. I mean, I will die. We're all gonna die.
Okay, this is getting sad. We need to retake. Just letting the camera know we're now filming for real.
We're not filming for real. And I'll continue to. It's been really epic to have a psychic along for the ride.
Absolutely, boss. I sure do love. Okay, y'all really need to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Seriously, bump this video.
It's an epic video. I mean,
Like it?
Like, how can you not like it?
Like
It's
it?
Mindy and me.
Honest and to